top, and more importantly,
You just saw that video, that hype video. Did you get pumped up for it, champ?
what hype video?
The CWL
For COD Champs,
Yeah,
that's right, Merc. Yeah, we saw it getting hype August 15th and 19th. We got some nice sunshine coming in Columbus finally, by the way. That was a long winter we had,
dude.
but it's going to get a lot brighter, and it'll be explosive with some amazing Call of Duty action. At least by the time it's...
Can't wait.
Might have some blowouts on those like early matches for pool play, depending. But by the end of the week, oh, it'd be phenomenal Call of Duty.
You're not wrong. You're definitely not wrong. The best 32 teams in the world will be fighting for that world championship. But here we go. EnVyUs versus EG on board with Chino, the guy you were talking about. Well, he gets smoked by Apathy. Apathy will get straight up by who?
And I love that play from Apathy. He's basically saying there, I don't care if I die. I'm playing aggressive to keep the other team back because they double stacked the hill initially. So I like the opening strat. You saw some smokes coming in as well, but the initial strategy and play has paid off so far for Evil Geniuses. And as of course I say that, they're all going to be spawning back bunker, and Hughes is racking up some time.
Yeah, Hook was a beast at Seattle, right? Coming into the year, a ton of hype about this kid. Obviously making that transition back, just waiting for him to turn into a superstar. I think we finally saw that at Seattle, that first EnVyUs roster this year. Just felt like he wasn't too comfortable, a lot of pressure on him. But since then, he has taken off. Started this game 3-0. Very close to streaks now, only 100 points away from that glide bomb. We'll see if he gets it, or a couple of assists. That always helps as well. Now just 25 points, finds it. Let's see if he can get fully streaked out, and if he can, he can easily take care of EG at Ruins.
Well, he did get cleaned up. I think he only earned the glide bomb in that spot. And right now, kind of scrappy. You see Silly, instead of getting the hill time, he's playing aggressive. And that means he's going to be forcing the opposition back. And I think that was the correct play. Evil Geniuses are going to be inside. And with Aches taking a player down from inside of you, it's going to be EG in full control. And this is a situation where a lot of times you like to see the AR. By the way, the glide bomb not killing the person in the power position in the hill, but it pays dividends as Envy are just going to storm right back through. But I'll be damned if it's not back and forth. Silly gets 2 on his own. And again, this is what we expect, a barn burner of a game.
No, definitely so. You can look at that mini map. A couple of Envy players going all the way around, thinking about bunker. We always talk about bunker here on broadcast because that is really the money hill here on Ardent Force, or what can be that money hill. Silly and Apathy finding a couple of kills, and well, Aches able to spot this guy. That was Decimate. That is 4 down for Envy. Things looking very strong for Evil Geniuses as they're going to get set up, and when you can get a guy like Aches towards that cabin wall, they can just cut off the reinforcements of EnVyUs, and there you see Apathy and Assault. It's just so tough to cross that field to get to this hill.
And this is where the smokes have to come out. This is where the coordinated mid pushes have to come out. You got to do something to try and break, because you talked about it being a money hill. I think it's the second best money hill in the game, according to JP. Man puts out some...
I trust that guy.
Absolutely, you have to, with your life. But now Assault, we saw early on, it was what, Hugh getting some streaks? He's already got the glide bomb working towards the next 2 as well. And honestly, if he gets them, a game that's already a 40-point lead could just get blown open, but none other than Hugh is going to be able to shut him down.
No, that was a big kill, and they're starting to push that fire alley that'll allow them to at least contest. You talked about the Chino versus Assault matchup. You went with Chino early on. He is getting dominated, only at 3 kills. Assault has 9. So advantage over towards EG, but this is a good contest for Envy. You have to start thinking about that East Road hill. You have to control cabin. If you control cabin, you get so many line of sights on the hill, you can really start to earn those streaks. Silly, though, that was a big one, as he was starting to earn some of those score streaks.
And Assault is key, but he is going to fall. But you see the back spawn's actually coming in, so this is not a terrible spot for EG to be in. They should be able to restorm this hill relatively quickly. And more importantly, the cabin control, not in the hands of Envy, so it's going to make it even more difficult to try to rack up any bit of time. But that's the nature of East Road. I think ultimately the lead that you see came from that 2nd to 3rd hill rotation from Evil Geniuses. They did it nearly to perfection, and that gives them the 40-point lead. But again, we talked about it being scrappy. Hugh is just keeping everyone from EG outside of the hill while his team tries to storm back through mid.
I think Envy are doing a pretty solid job on this, right? They got some good time, but Apathy, he goes on a big flank, finds 2, finds the 3rd as well. Great flank out of App. He's going to get that hill time. Notice he's at 450 points. Envy, they're going to start to rotate over towards Cave, but Assault is already set up. You see some smokes going down. Finds the 2nd with that grenade, and they get early setup here at Cave.
And this is exactly as Nameless was predicting on the desk. It's Assault having a field day on this map, and Apathy, he said in respawns, he think he's going to turn up and be a beast, and so far so good. They've doubled the score of their opponent. However, they don't quite have control of Cave, but again, the streaks that are in the back pocket and in development for Apathy could basically just win you the game. I mean, again, we've said it time and time again. You go to Ruins Hill, you get streaks, and then you just automatically win.
Oh, you definitely do. On the side of Envy, what's going wrong for them? Look at that slaying. Classic 5 and 14. That flex player, that second AR is just getting shut down. Actually, both ARs. It's really the subs that are keeping Envy in it. As Hook is 14 and 12, Decimate 13 and 14. Silly just trying to juggle that hill, and it's working perfectly as he's only 25 points away, 50 points away from full streaks.
And now it comes a situation where even if he gets the glide bomb kill, it might feed him the next streak, but it's also going to help his team out. He's going to go for the players mid-map, take down Chino, and he actually connects with Classic. Still, though, 2 players for Envy are going to be in next, but Assault wins a huge 1v1.
Oh, and a nade.
The nade comes in, though, and that's going to be Envy despite the first streak being in control, but they might have to fight through even more.
Yeah, let's stay on board with this with Silly. Yeah, he's going to call this down. Fighter probably not find anything as Ace and Apathy do get some kills, so that's okay if you're Envy. But EG, they have control of the hill. You have Apathy in it. You have Aix and Assault watching over him. They're doing such a good job. An 80-point lead now as that lead continues to grow. The one good thing for Envy is they do have this side of the map that they want to control bunker, but they have to start getting some hill time.
And they still have an artillery in their back pocket, so Envy is in full control, but you see at least 2 players right now for EG at the top side of the minimap trying to push through, and Apathy's going to do that. Again, there's 25 seconds left on this hill, and he's already thinking about spawns. That's how important this bunker hill is,
yeah, but
and now he's just staying alive. The pinch is coming in as well. Silly's coming from mid, is able to find 1, gets 2. That player was 1 shot, and so yes, the scrap time does go the way of Team EnVyUs, but you get a full 60
there,
here.
though, and he just saw him. That's a great job. Hook wins the gunfight. Good trade by Aix. Yeah, as you were saying, though, Envy fought back a little bit, only down about 40 points now. But now we've seen this time and time again. Do they just call that artillery at the front of the hill? Just block that off, make it so hard for Envy to get to it, but it doesn't look like it. It looks like they're just going to use their weapon. Silly still has it. May call it in now. We'll have to wait and see as soon as Silly spawns. Yeah, he's going to put it down right at the front of the hill. But Classic gets them out of it, so not a bad job by Envy, but EG are right back into it.
Classic's going to be the thorn in their side. He's able to push the back and actually tries to do so with the pistol. I think maybe playing your life there would be able to pay off because now Envy, it's basically impossible for them to get the bunker. They're going to have to go for the full flank. It's going to be Classic, but what can you do? Players are stacked up in the back, and this is a decent chunk of time towards EG.
You had to talk about it. Classic double negative, Chino double negative. The ARs of Envy just outclassed right now. The subs are doing a damn good job considering the scoreline, considering the way Assault and Apathy are playing. You just need more from Classic and Chino.
And I will say, I think it's just come down to the rotations as well. Like, if you get Chino set up, that's when the man shines. But who's been doing the rotations for Evil Geniuses? It was Apathy. It was the SMG players. 25 seconds in advance, making sure to prioritize spawns. And they've been killing it on that bunker rotation. Now they have cabin control as well. Again, EG, even if they're not out slaying, they play this map incredibly well. And they're getting the numbers, so everything's going right.
Well, definitely is. Area Classic able finally to find a couple of kills. Also on the EG side, Silly pretty quietly at 21 and 12 with 80 seconds on the hill. So he's having another great respawn. He's been so consistent for this EG team. Zapathy's trying to find some kills. Able to find 1. Silly finds another. But East Road, always tough to get some time in. Envy has to do the best they can to get as many seconds as possible to cut that deficit.
And they're giving it their best shot, but already you got to start leaning towards Cave, and I actually kind of like this from Envy because the player in East Road is able to cut off like the cabin push so they can't get to next. And Chino, yeah, he's going to use that aggression, try to get into cabin, get some spawn kills on board if he can. He's going to find 2, trying to heat up
there
if he can.
Go.
Gets the 3rd. You get the man in a good spot, and he will thrive, but still, 12 and 23, he's got to pick it up quite a bit, but the full setup is here. And what's going to happen when you get the full setup? The streaks earn prior.
No, he doesn't find anything. It does send Chino in a cabin that allows Silly to kill, also spots Assault. And to be honest, the score isn't that bad. Envy are still in this. They're only down 43 points. You think it would be much worse, but Envy, they're fighting hard. And really, you have to give thanks to Decimate and Hook just being annoying, just being aggressive inside those hills, contesting as much as possible. But EG, they do break on in. We'll see who gets these final 25 as Envy is trying to contest.
And you can see how much prioritization EG has taken to juggle this hill. Assault's doing it now. Silly was doing it earlier. They're constantly just giving that little bump, and that's something that nonstop. It's a small detail, has huge dividends, because now we go back to the open hill. Silly might be able to get some spawn kills. Envy's pushing through mid, but it's still a 60-point lead. Envy needs the full time.
Yeah, Silly, though, he snuck on through. Hook pushed through Bell, but Silly was already there. He's able to find 1. Can he find the 3rd? He knows he's there. Snaps onto him. Great play from Silly. He's going to win this rotation. And they're going to get set up perfectly. As you said, you always want an AR at this top platform. He's going to free fire that corner. Does get taken down by Hook, but Apathy, look how sneaky this is. This is my favorite spot to play on this map. I don't know. It's just so fun to prone in that hole.
It's surprisingly effective.
It really is.
Work once again. EG in full control. They have a sizable lead at the point. Envy hit. They're going to need some, I don't know, amazing gunfights, a couple of clean 4 downs to even attempt to try and claw their way back in. But Decimate leading the charge, picks up 2, and there's the first 4 down that they need. They can potentially get these last 20. They also have control potentially of bunker as well, because EG, they're all flooding in from the bottom side. They're all pushing through dome. And these are bad gunfights to take. It's not going to be easy. Again, these are positions where Chino's going to be in a great spot. And there you go. Hugh gets 2, Chino gets 1. They have full control. This game is not over yet.
Yeah, let's go over to Hook really quick. Let's see how close he is to streaks. So he's at 350. Chino's at 445 or 545 now as he finds that kill on a Silly. So you would love streaks, right? Just to have that opportunity to get back into the game. They have bunker control. Oh, great kill by Apathy to trade that one out. Silly hits one at the front. Can EG get inside? It looks like they can, and just this ability contest just gives Envy less and less opportunity to get back into this game.
And this is going to be brutal. The pinch is coming in. Players in the front, players in the back, and Assault's going to get one of the free or 2 pieces you'll see in Hardpoint. And now Envy, 2 players spawn across the map. EG needs 15 seconds. Apathy's winning one-on-ones inside the hill. He's trying to get a second as well, and he does. Gets the streaks on it and calls the glide bomb in to cap the game off. And a hell of a game it was if you're an EG fan. They got the details right. They got the kills right. Hell of a performance for game number 1.
No, definitely was, and the slaying for EG didn't slow down. Apathy at 39 and 26. You had Assault, who was over 30 kills. On the side of Envy, maybe it was just a slow start, maybe too slow for Chino and Classic. I mean, Decimate and Hook were there, right? They were just continuing to put pressure on the map, but I don't know, maybe they just didn't get enough warm-ups in, whatever it was. But we've seen this from time to time. But a solid game 1 from EG.
I mean, what it comes down for me, it was the second hill. EG does win the rotation battle the very first time around in Ruins, but they hold for bunker as well. So that's when they took a huge lead. But even that, with the 60, 70-point lead they got, they also had 2 huge plays. On East Road, Apathy goes on a flank, picks up 3, and he snowballs that into some score streaks. You saw the consistent bumping of the cave hill, and again, that's how Silly got some streaks. That's how Assault got some streaks. And then anytime they found themselves in a bad spot, use the streaks to get you out of it. And then you also had Silly that picked up the big 3-piece to win the rotation battle. So rotations were on point for EG. Bumping the cave hill was on point. And then you get streaks. It doesn't really matter how bad it ever gets for you. You have that, like, activate the trap card sort of thing. Get you out of a bad spot.
No, definitely so. But that is only game 1 in Envy. That is what, their first map loss this week, as they 3-0'd Epsilon. They 3-0'd FaZe.
And they were 9-1 in Hardpoint at Seattle. So this is one of their only Hardpoint losses as a team.
Yeah, but I mean, you guys talked about on the desk that how good EG is on Arden Forest. Maybe they didn't want to play them on St. Marie. That must have been the veto. But we've seen time to time how good Envy can be on St. Marie as well. So maybe they just went with Arden Forest due to the past trends of EG.
I mean, again, you got to point it out, like 2 of the 4 players did have a fantastic job. So you can see why, like, at least their submachine guns were having a field day. And again, I genuinely think it wasn't necessarily the slow start from Classic and Chino. It was the bad spots that the team was finding themselves in, finding the bad gunfight sort of thing. Like, again, those 2 key rotations that go down early on top of the big plays EG was making. But I got to be impressed. That's probably one of the more like well thought out perfect hard points we've seen from a team. Like, even though it was a close game, it wasn't like a stomp. The number of things we saw them do right, it was just a very instructional game.
Yeah, I mean, EG had the big lead, and they just made sure they didn't lose it. They made sure they didn't make any mistakes. They rotated to bunker with 35 seconds left. When Envy started to claw their way back into it, they do a good job using their streaks, as you were saying. But overall, I mean, EG looking very good here today. We'll see if they can keep it going in that search and destroy, which has been a factor for them. When you look at their Seattle run, it was so important to win those clutch game 5s, and even has been at this Pro League.
And now you got to think on Valkyrie as well. It was the map where Echo Fox nearly had 3 different 1v3 clutches, but EG still won that game in round 11, right? So they've been amazing off the opening break. And on the flip side of things, I've seen Envy, like on St. Marie, for example, where I think they're very creative. They were the first team that they were using Mountain, a couple players consistently and playing hyper aggressive. Like Hugh with the confidence on the flanks on St. Marie against Epsilon. It was impressive stuff where he just had free reign. But Valk's a little bit different. It's a much more controlled kind of initial opening breaks for the setup. So I don't know how creative Envy realistically can get. We'll see if they can pull anything out of the bag, because if it's standard, again, EG, as long as they don't screw up massively, they have shown themselves to be pretty good.
I think the one good thing for Envy is your two SMG players in Decimate and Hook played very well in game one, and they're probably going to be the guys inside that A site, right? Defending it as well as possible, even attacking it. If they continue to win those duels that we've seen, Valkyrie, First Blood, so important. But at the same time, we've seen some absolutely ridiculous clutches on this map throughout the week.
Yes, we have. And I think, I know we talk about the sub bat all the time because it's a small map, but Aches has been a huge factor on this map as well, like on defense. And again, I don't know if they'll switch it up just because they've already shown their hand twice on what they like to do, but Aches will pretty much solo. He'll have players outside of the A site around him, but he's by himself and he takes a bar as well. And if you do it enough times, maybe Envy is like, all right, first round, when we're on offense, let's hit those triple nades and take care of Aches if we can. But you know Bevels has already thought of this as well. So it'd be interesting to see the kind of meta game going on here. See if Envy do anything crazy. Round number one.
Yeah, looks like already a smoke strat out from Envy. So they were smoking that cross over towards that B site. Maybe just a little bit of a fake is. It's a pretty slow round here.
A lot of times it is full control of the A site though. Towards EG, and there's the first blood, and again, that just might be the prep work. You see he gets a bullet in him, hits him with the nade. Already first bullet going the way of Envy. Now Apti has to watch 18 different doors. Aches is gonna have to watch 3 different ones, so kills get traded out without too much issue. Silly though, the start of a potential 1v3 gets the kill on Chino. He's weak and the bomb goes down. It's a tough spot, but again, how many clutches have we seen this week?
Seen a lot.
Cannot afford to let this one slip through.
Yeah, and Decimate, he's going for a bit of a challenge here. Silly does get to this car. Nades come in. Great bait and switch out of Envy. That's a solid first round. Hook able to find 2 and that first blood. A good start from them.
And that's what you need to see as well. Decimate consistently just playing his life, making sure to bait out the opposition pretty consistently, and very solid round. And again, I think the preparation was a factor. Comes down to that first blood, pop a shot into the guy, hit him with a nade, advantage is yours. And then you got a 4-on-3, storm the A bomb site. I think it was done very, very well.
We'll see now. Classic and Hook both pick up 2 that round. How will they defend? You have a bar on Decimate, a bar on Classic. And EG. They're stacking towards that B side. We'll see what they end up doing. Smokes do go off. Pretty slow start here. Classic, he's going to peek around this corner. Put some bullets into his assault. He has to be careful, though. Yeah, as they pop up from that window. And now it looks like a delayed B hit. So whoever that player is at B has to be careful. That's Chino. Almost able to find 2, but he's weak. Great job by Silly.
And I think that second kill would have been important as well, because you can already see another player is going to fall. That's Huke. And now Decimate's kind of by himself. And EG, they're wasting no time. They're like, hey, we've shown our hand at B. We know they're going to wrap back. So let's get to A as quick as we can, because if you get the bomb down at A and you have the man advantage, it's easy. Those are easy wins in thereafter. Of course, playing a little bit slow, making sure to not get caught out making any mistakes. And once they get the pick, yeah, basically a free win. Decimate by himself. He's got a mountain.
Yeah,
That's all he's got.
I guess really we can't count anyone out after this week. Decimate, 38 seconds on the clock. Let's see what he can find. EG playing a very tight setup. Ooh, almost wins that one, but EG respond, tying it up 1-1.
And that's a situation where even without the third man for EG, having player on either side of the room just playing a corner, you get the first one. It takes long enough just to win that first gunfight that as long as he doesn't snap on the second guy, make the prediction, it's just easy trades. So I think even without that third man, at that point, it's just a round win for EG. But again, pretty solid bounce backs. You like the strat coming out for EG as well. The kind of slow play at B, single out Chino, find the pick on Huke, and then you're good to go. But outside of those key first bloods, nothing too crazy has happened.
See now, Envy smoking that B cross. It seems to be like sort of their constant. This time, no, they hit it. You can see one player from B. That's Silly. He's able to find that, but Hook does trade a kill. So makes it a 3v3. Apti, he catches the door, but instantly pushed out by Envy. And Envy, man, they run a ton of mountain. In their search and destroy, they're kind of like the one team that does it. Oh, but Assault did spot Classic. Classic has that bomb as well, so bomb will not be planted just yet.
We basically formed a square around the map, but Assault is sort of
Oh,
getting trapped in. Yeah, he got hurt. That's the beauty of Hound Mountain. Assault has no idea where this player is, and now you got Hugh just coming around back. So you talk about the benefit of it. It's massive. Yes, Armored stops the nades, but if you know the nade spots at the start of the round, you can avoid them. You're good to go. Now Silly, though, for the 1v2. He is Mountain himself, but Hugh has a phenomenal head glitch. So best of luck here, Silly.
Nice shot, so almost catches one. Will that nade connect? It does. So now making a 1v1. Hook versus Silly. Silly, he's up 5-1, not able to win that one though. Hook, he keeps it going, puts Envy up 2-1.
And honestly, if Silly had gotten that first pick as well, just with his gun, feasible situation in clutch, because at that point you can just get out. But Hugh, of course, is going on the hunt, making sure Silly doesn't have any time to make any crazy plays happen. But I appreciate that we haven't seen any 1v3s yet. I prefer solid search and destroy.
Yeah, I don't understand
it.
what's been happening this week. It is ridiculous. Just too many mistakes. Phil and I were saying, I don't know if it was the break or whatever it was, but I don't remember that many 1v3s or 1v2s this entire year. But this past week, there have been, like you said, probably around a half a dozen.
Well, Hugh at 6-2. He's got 2 first bloods for his name. See the smoke strats coming out just to kind of block off a doorway. Hugh tossing out some nades, and he's hunting down. He's going for this player. He's trying to snap it after I imagine that could just been straight hit fire. Easy
might be dead, though. Yeah, he dies from that nade. That's a nice nade out of Decimate. Nice shots out of Classic. 1v3 now. Silly all alone left again. Trying to find an opening. Is very loud, armored, energetic. So if he stomps around, those NV players will hear him. You can see a couple of NV players together towards that B site. You have one inside A. And he's just trying to see if he can find anything from this A site. May run into Classic. Yeah, Classic, though, does a great job staying alive, just buying time. Here comes a collapse. Envy. That's 2 rounds in a row from them. They now lead 3-1.
Also 4 first bloods in a row. We talked about how EG looked good on this map. That was despite the clutches. They were just getting all the first bloods and getting the great spots. Now that's not happening. Of course, they've still had a semi-decent performance so far. They've gotten at least a round on the board, but yeah, they're going to have to slow down Hugh in some capacity. Maybe get some nades and stuns on board, figure out where he is, be like, hey, there's Hugh. Everyone stun him collectively.
Especially if he's running, Mountain Energetic most of the time. So right now, he's actually switched that to Armored and Inconspicuous.
Wow. You don't see that very often, Inconspicuous. You see a lot of Energetic.
I actually want to talk to the NV guys, right? Because they're sort of the one team that is constantly going for those quiet footsteps that the trades do happen. Assault does find one. There's Hook, though. Oh, my goodness, Hook just stays alive. I thought he was about to win that gunfight. Now on 1v2 for Decimate. But they're sort of the one team, I think, in the Pro League that we've seen so far that has continuously ran Mountain or Inconspicuous.
But we've definitely seen a few teams where they'll have like one guy that uses it, but Envy is a team. Yeah. That's the difference maker, where that's a collective strat, not just a one-off. But I can appreciate the idea. We've seen success from it already on this map. And how much of a crutch is it now that you've been used to being able to sound horror players consistently in respawns? It's just a habit. And they take that key aspect of gameplay away. It can pay dividends. Now, though, Decimate trying to clutch the 1v2. He's going to be able to get this plant down, so it's feasible, and it's all about Silly and Apathy. Again, they have the man advantage. EG's made mistakes in the past in this situation. They got to clean it up right here.
Yeah, and Decimate, he got his name through Search and Destroy. He's able to spot Silly, backs him down, but now knows the pressure could be here from Apathy. Apathy does wait for his teammate, like that play, but he doesn't land any shots. Decimate just buying time. Has that PPSH. Silly only has, I believe, an STG. Nice shots, though, out of Silly as he pre-fires a corner. That's a big round win. That would have been 3 in a row for Envy and put them up 4-1.
And that's just, yeah, Silly.
There's that deep breath.
Breathe a huge sigh of relief.
Yeah.
Feel good, give some fist bumps, try to get back into the swing of things. That was another time where, on the back of their minds, like, that was way too close. And that's a situation where they just didn't sniff him out quick enough. After he kind of sprints into the room a little bit ahead of his teammate. But thank God for Silly's clutch ability. Some beautiful shots with the STG.
Yeah, just to pre-fire that angle. Knew that Decimate was going to weave back, because Decimate actually put a couple of shots into him and then backed down. And Silly's like, well, you're probably going to peek me again. Just pre-fires it. So there's Hook again. Look at this. Mountain Energetic. He is susceptible to both stuns and nades inside of this A site.
And the fact that he's been switching between Armored and Conspicuous, Mountain Energetic, he has very specific things he's trying to accomplish. So love to be able to talk to him. More importantly, Assault does get taken down by a nade again. We saw that happen earlier, but not before Apathy does get a first blood for EG. Chino, though, on the flank is going to be loud, but he's got to make a play.
Oh, Chino might have found a great timing, but one player does check it. Has to be careful. Back down, nades in. Silly now hops on in, but a great bait and switch out of Silly and Apathy. Now 1v2 once again for Decimate.
He's going on the hunt. He's going to be loud, and he's got to go quick as well. Best case scenario in a 1v2 like this is to catch the guy off bomb, but it's not going to be the case. Now Aches is going to sit back there the entire time. Apathy's probably not going to be very far from him. And honestly, this should just be around for EG. This is hard to throw away with the spot that
try and dive across. Oh, he might have found a timing. Ace probably heard him though, but that's a big one-on-one. He did see Apathy. Just gonna go for the defuse. Gets it halfway. When is Apathy gonna peek it? And Apathy, he might just catch it. Oh, that last second. Good awareness by Apathy, but I like the play from Decimate, right? Just get that kill and hey, go for it.
Did he hesitate at all, even for like a half a second, do you know, or was it as soon as he got the kill? Because I can't even remember. I thought he was going to play for the kill, but if he was just maybe a little bit quicker, oh, he'd have been a genius. But again, I appreciate the attempt. That's two different 2v1s that from EG have been much closer than they needed to be. But hey, they're still winning, so.
Yeah, I feel like Decimate's frustrated, right? Those are the positions he probably wants to be in, loves to be in. Very close from winning two 1v2s in a row. So EG do tie the game up 3-3, back on the defensive side. And there's that smoke that EnVy have thrown every single time. That's a constant in their strategy. They're doing that every offensive round to make sure they keep EG on their toes.
It's interesting. I figure if they're throwing the smokes towards the B side on the back side to kind of draw players back, and you see Assault does make the rotation over, it would be to open up the top side of the map to go and make a play, but still a little bit passive. EG didn't overcommit on anything. So the smoke, not necessarily wasted, but no full effect. And yeah, another passive round. You got two players starting to work over towards the Ace side. Ace is the man to watch. He's just going to stare at this door. Easy gunfight for him to win. But again, the nades are there. They knew where he was going to be. Unfortunate that Classic falls.
That's like the worst spot to be in if you're Classy. It's kind of like, all right, I'm probably going to lose this gunfight, but if I make him weak, my teammates shouldn't nade him, then I'll make it a 3v3.
It's the necessary bait, unnecessary evil. Apathy, again, just another corner. Players are going to come in top. Easy trade for Apathy there. As Hugh basically just by himself, so he picks up another kill. Chino's going to sprint in the doorway, and the call-out had to have been there. Apathy just pre-aims the door, and it's 3 rounds. Back to back to back for Evil Geniuses, making the appropriate adjustments, and more importantly, just getting the first bloods. That's really just been the difference maker. They get the first blood, they win the round. Easy peasy. Even if it gets traded out instantly, as long as they're not getting first blood at this time.
And I think just not losing the rounds where they have numbers. That was the one thing that Nameless is talking about on the desk. They've just had too many mistakes, and today they don't or haven't allowed that to happen. So they win 2-2v1s. Now EnVy back on defense, EG on attack. Who had streaks on EG? Did anyone? Okay, so you have Apathy. He's got a glide bomb. And we'll see if he decides to use it early. Maybe tries to catch out one player at B or allows them to push up towards that B site.
A lot of favorites go towards B. Glide bomb gets called in. He's going to spot all 4, actually. Hey, guys, 3 are inside of A. 1 guy's back B. The site's open.
I feel like they're too late, though. Like, they should have went while that was being called in. Now can Chino can reposition here. There we go. Chino's in this position, but very weak. Yeah, a couple of players bait and switch him out. Great teamwork out of EG. Bomb instantly planted. Silly going off at 10-4 on a 3 spree.
Silly trying to get the 4th.
Make it another one. Give him the ace. Give him the ace.
Yes,
As
sir.
he runs right by him. There we go. Yeah, Silly. He's on the flank. Should be able to get it. Ace for Silly. What a map that he is having.
And we thought that they might have been a little bit too slow on the retake, but at the same time, you know as soon as you call the glide bomb in, once it crashes, Chino's going right back to where he was to get it. And you saw there was, what, at least 2, if not 3 different players chucking their nades and stuns over, tags them up. The bait and switch was perfect. And you know that you have the man advantage over on B because everyone else was inside of A. And obviously, Silly, when you get the ace, things are going well. But that's at least 2 streaks that they have in artillery, a fighter pilot, and then anything Silly just got.
So things were looking very good for EnVy early on in this one as they were up 3-1, but 4 rounds in a row for EG. Now up 5-3, just 1 round away from closing this one out and being up 2-0 in the series.
And you can tell, EG said, like, screw it. We have control of A. If you go to B, we have some streaks to work with. I imagine Apathy's probably going to call it in sooner rather than later.
But EnVy might make the smart heads-up play. They might just push through this. Maybe able to catch a player off guard. Yeah, he's going to put the artillery down, but It's not going to find anything at the moment. And if EnVy just wait this out, they have B site control.
They have B site control. They also like they have the wrap. They technically have everything covered for the moment. Chino's pretty key because he's watching the flank, but 4 and 8 are about to do a gunfight. So round has been delayed. Chino though
Needs to stay alive.
desperate.
Needs to stay alive, but he's, oh, that's a big gunfight win on Aches.
Fighter pilot gets called in though, takes down Chino, forces them off the bomb. So now they have what, 28 seconds left. Assault picks up the next kill. They pretty much have to plant, but you're doing so in a 2v3.
I think that was a bit of an over challenge right there from Hook. They still have bomb position. Right after that fighter pilot, he would have just planted. He would have been okay. This would have been a 3v3. Instead, it's a 2v3. We shall see. Can Decimate and Classic finally clutch up for EnVy? Decimate finds one. Can't find the second, though. EG trading so effectively in this one.
Now it's all coming down to Classic. Can he make the clutch? And he's not even going to be able to hear some of these players. He knows about one. He doesn't know about two, but wins the first gunfight, gets out of dodge, but he might be concerned about the bomb, or does he make the hard play? But it looks like he's getting hunted down, so it's going to come down to the 1v1. Silly's going to chase. Silly's going to kill him. He's going to earn streaks, but he's going to win his team the game. More importantly, finishes on a 7 streak. 14 kills to his name. A dominant performance, and you know what? How often we talk about Mountain? EG had it on that last round. Decimate gets the first kill, had no idea the second guy was coming. If you're rocking armored there, he can hear you coming, he can pre-fire it, but the visions were on point from Evil Geniuses, and then of course Silly gets 14 kills. What more do you need?
Oh, a great game out of them as they win 5 rounds in a row. EG, they were down 1-3. They do such a good job to fight back. And it's just a numbers game. Once again, every single time that EG was in a position where it was a 3v2 or a 1v2, the past couple of days, they were losing some of those rounds. Today, no mistakes from them.
And it could have been a huge difference maker as well. Like, again, if Decimate was a half a second sooner on sticking that defuse, like, the streaks might not have come in. They get that round win. We play a little bit more, but EnVy cleaned it up. They are looking fantastic. They're up 2-0 in the series. They beat them in Seattle. The question is, can EnVy try and fight back to get that reverse sweep, or do they just crumble under the pressure? We will find out after this break.
Will EG close this one out 3-0, or will Team EnVyUs fight back after a perfect couple of days from them? EG, we're headed to Flat Tower CTF. They're leading 2-0. They're feeling comfortable. A great series so far from Silly. But we know with capture the flag, it can be that swing game.
Absolutely. I mean, we saw a reverse sweep earlier. I'm pretty sure TK versus FaZe. So, you know, this is a stat, actually. I don't know if JP can figure it out or not, but
just make it up. Maven makes up things all the time.
Well, not make up, but something I'm curious is about of like the teams, like when they pick, I want to play this hardpoint map, ban this one. How often does it happen in series where maps 1 and 2 are the pick of one team, and then the back half is going to be stacked from like the other
never
teams?
That way.
Never? Literally never?
Never.
Crap. Okay, well, we've seen a lot of reverse sweeps in the past. Do I think it's going to happen now? I have no idea. I think EJ's been playing out of their minds. I think Silly has just kind of gone. He's gone silly, because we're so funny here at the Pro League. But nah, he's been very, very solid so far this series. After he's been a beast per usual. So I don't know. I think EG has the momentum. I don't know how well EnVy's going to fight back. Like, I haven't really seen Chino this series. I'm just going to be perfectly honest.
No, yeah, he has not played too well. Hook has played well, but there we go. A couple of players go down for EG, but Silly's still alive. That's probably the one guy you want still alive. As you can see, he is not missing right now. Chino and Hook, though, they push up on the EG side of the map. They're trying to hunt Silly down. Hook's going to back on up. Chino gets taken down, so a good job by EG to at least hold this attack for now, but here comes EnVy.
I will say, actually, now that I'm recollecting maps I've seen played, I think EnVy actually is a pretty good shot at taking this map. I've seen quite a few times where they find themselves in situations where they're being aggressive as they are right now, and Hugh specifically does a phenomenal job of playing his life. Like, EnVy's not getting over aggressive. They're not wildly challenging. As I say that, Chino does die, but Hugh's playing passive. They're playing for control. They're only trying to force something when the opportunity is there.
Well, and they wait for each other, right? I just think they want to take 4v4 gunfights. They don't want to take 3v4s. They don't want to stagger. They wait for one another, which I think a lot of teams don't do. That's why you're seeing this right now. EnVy on the attack. Assault, the last player up. He does buy enough time for Silly to spawn. Classic now the last guy here. He just wants to try and make a play. Not able to do so. But a solid attempt for EnVy. And look at number 8. Aches already towards that EnVy base.
And that man is gone, wins the gunfight against Chino, who had his pistol out, I think, so he wasn't ready for that at all. Now he's going to take down Classic. Classic had spawned up for half a second, but still the next remainder spawns come in. However, this makes we have a 2v2 in the base. Huke, though, he's going to win the huge 1v1. Chino off spawn, has the appropriate gun out this time. I think he had a pistol out. It's tough to tell. Maybe not, but either way, defensive stand, more importantly, Decimate's pulling a flag. He's pulling it directly into 2 players, but that player's going to be one shot, annihilates him, and all of a sudden, we're going to have a flat cap on board.
Now, you remember we were just talking about staggered attacks. EG definitely staggered there. That allows one player in Decimate to overextend, get to the EG base. 3 players go down for them. You saw as 2 players spawns, Decimate ran it right at him, but they set up a nice pinch. Now a 1-0 lead for EnVy.
Well, massive plays can win you games, and he's trying to get some score streaks on board as well, and now he's in a situation where it just needs to play his life. Has players come in front. Might need to be a little bit concerned about getting trapped in as well, because his teammates have fallen around him, but he's made the play. He's juked out Apathy. 1 kill away for a glide bomb. He can make this happen.
Yeah, he definitely can. Trying to stay alive, dodges another nade, just staying alive. Doing the best he can. There is a player, that's Aches up top the windows, peeks perfectly, finds Silly. Does earn a glide bomb. What else can he find? Can he get some full streaks? They can be so good on a map like Flat Tower. Great job by EG to swarm in on him. Now it's EG's turn as they start to get pushed up, all 4 together as well. You love to see that, but there's Chino. Can he find the second? Cannot. Apathy shuts him down on the other side of the map. Classic wins a 1v1 versus Sill, and he just goes. He's going to reflank the middle map. I like this play a lot from him to make sure his base is clear. EnVy, they find Apathy. Apathy just dives straight into the ground.
Oh, it's getting triple challenged. Not much you can really do. So, yes, EnVy taking very good care of their own base. And you can see Classic trying to clear out the next man up. That's going to be Aches. And he was one shot clearly, but he gets destroyed nonetheless. And now Classic has managed to come through. Should be able to find another kill up top. And you can see Assault was actually aware of Classic coming up behind him. But now that's 3 down. 3 down for EnVy to go on the attack. Last one off spawn is Aches.
But you can see as soon as Classic gets that second kill, he doesn't go. He doesn't challenge anything. They wait for his players to spawn up. Glide bomb is called in by Decimate. Isn't able to connect with anything. they do have all the information. Chino and Hoot, they find 3. There's just 1 player left. That Silly can't connect with that kill. And there we go. Once again, just patience out of Team EnVyUs. They make an attack as a team. This should be another flag for them.
Hey, now that flag is in. The man to watch is Huke at the moment because he's in the base of his opponent. I thought he was going for spawn kills, and it looks like he's going to back up to play with his team once again. And that opens up the spawns. But now EG, because they have to worry about Huke, they're kind of pinned in their own base, and Huke might be behind enemy lines once again. But the flag is there. He can go for the pull. The last player is going to be over in Electric, and they actually get the split spawn. So this is tough for Huke. He's got a gunfight in front of him, and he knows it's there. Takes down Ace. The man is 1 shot, and he is gone. The only player that has any hope of shutting this down, Decimate is already taken care of. And just like that, again, we talked about Huke staying alive during that entire first flag pool, basically never leaves the base. Now, meanwhile, he's capping flags, working himself towards streaks. Classic already has them. Again, Envy on this map are just phenomenal.
Yeah, but what's the difference in the respawns, right? You're finally getting some productivity out of Chino and out of Classic. Classic having a much better game. Chino at 12 and 9. After the deal for a last second pull. Nice shots on a Decimate. He's going to pull this, trying to make a play, but the return should come in. And there we go. 3-0 for Envy, but beautiful teamwork out of them. And that individual play out of Hook to get that last flag.
I mean, again, the rally caps are just so clutch. And granted, it's not a pure rally cap, but again, just to stay alive, to build your teammates time.
Patience, man.
Yeah, executed so well. And those are 2 flag caps you get in a minute because of that. And then you have Decimate. It's when the enemy is attacking, you still find some way to have success. So, again, credit all the way around. So, EG absolutely has their work cut out for them. They need to find at least 3 flags, and they got to fight through at least 3 streaks. Yeah, that is all they have at the moment. But yeah, Huke is a kill away.
And didn't we see Silly, like, kind of off the start, like, find 3? And, like, since that point, he slowed down a little bit. I mean, he was a key player in their first couple of games. But really, nothing on the side of EG producing too much right now. But there you go. Who's going to find more streaks? He finds a glide bomb and to start to push up towards this window. There is 1 player under him. He gets cleaned up by Chino. And now you can just play the time. Just trap them in their base. And if you have to, you can call in a streak to sort of bail you out, or you can use them offensively to run this score up.
You know, something that Envy has done on this map when they have a lead like this, they've actually pulled out 2 STGs. It was relatively brief, but again, when you talk about control, STG is a fantastic gun for the job. But even here, they're not overcommitting to anything. They know 1 guy is behind them. They've sent 1 player to look for him, and everyone else just controlling the map.
All right, so EG, they're down 3-0. Let's go to an Asher Gaming listening with Evil Geniuses.
Kyler's streak from mid somewhere. Hit me. He was mid. He was mid somewhere. He could be our green. Could be our green too.
Could be our green or mid.
Get our green.
I see him mid.
Watch it, Jet. Watch it green. Watch it green. He is. He should be there. He's playing for streak. He's playing for streak.
He's fan. That's Chino.
Kyler was so he was back.
I think he's outskirt.
Yeah,
that's top one shot. I think that's Kyler.
Where's Nick?
Nick is outskirt. Go to flank. Backing up. Got him. I got him.
Mini dead.
Nice, 2. Nick was outskirts.
Yeah, I don't see him.
He could have went our gens. He could have been
I think
he's
he did.
still wood stacks.
Where's he going? Still there?
Yeah,
I don't see him. What's that? Absolute. Got him.
Nice. We can still do this. 3 minutes,
Yeah,
guys.
I'm 12 streaks. I'm trying
We
to
kill Kyler, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Big win. All he got was that.
Someone
flag.
can for me?
I'm not with you, but I'm coming green. Where are you?
Alright,
I'm bonding right now. Watching right. Could be top gun, guys.
I'm playing with you.
Bomb. Alright, Nick's out of glide. I think that's all he has.
We gotta go.
Hey, Nate, I'm weak.
Pushing weak. 1 shot.
I can't see him yet. I'm dead. There's 2.
2 low green.
1 shot.
Absolute. One's absolute. Yeah, sneak. Nice. Alright, one's gonna come back. Bottom mid or come back for you. That kid bottom mid definitely came back for
You
you.
guys gotta pick up right and mid.
Yeah, well, I'll pick up right.
Come in, gens, bro.
Huck, 1 shot. He wanted gents. We still have time. Tino's 1 shot.
Sure you went in gens?
He could play. Yeah,
I
he's
think one's up for a gun.
We can gens.
We just gotta play.
One's our mini.
Keep applying pressure.
Mini, absolute mini. Got him.
Nice.
Looking
One
for
middle.
Fuck.
Out their lobby.
Trust up.
Their lobby.
Brian has your help a little bit.
Out their lobby. 1 shot.
Nice, good shots.
I spun right. I spun deep right.
Yeah, well, I think it's on our base.
Oh, gens and outskirts. Last 2.
100%. Okay.
Gens and outskirts.
I'm just going. Chino's there. Chino's outside their green.
1 shot, 2 outside of their bottom gun.
Alright.
Spawn to outskirts.
What's up the window?
They don't have any more streaks.
Top door to absolute, Chino.
So some great communication there from EG, but you can hear the frustration in their voice. They know there's still some time left to do it, but a lot of streaks on the side of Envy. Only 2 minutes left. They've only gotten 1 flag cap on this side.
And Envy right now on the attack. They got 3 players applying pressure. Classic finds 2. Chino's pre-aim the 3rd and the 4th. He knows exactly where to look, and clean 4 down. No streaks for EG. That should pretty much just be a free flag cap. And yeah, they're just going to be a huge hunt. But if anything, this is just rally cap potential for Envy. But I don't know. They're just playing out of their minds. They really are.
No, this is a much better map. This is the Envy we saw this entire week. You know, those first 2 maps just seemed like all 4 players weren't on. EG definitely played well in those, but this one going the way of Envy. You got about 80 seconds left. You need 3 flags. There's still a ton of streaks. It's going to be tough for them. But just looking at that scoreboard, I feel like Classic really stepped up. Chino really stepped up for Envy. On the side of EG, really the superstar throughout this series. Silly, he's having a rough one.
And then a thing we've kind of hinted at a few times is, again, just Huke's ability to stay alive and create plays and cause confusion.
6-9, yeah.
Yeah, and we heard in the comms the first thing it was, where's Huke? Okay, Huke's mid-map, and then they get kills mid-map, and they're like, oh, hold on, that's not Huke. Where's Huke? Is he behind us? He's close to streaks. And they spent a solid 45 seconds just paranoid about Huke. And again, that's the value of staying alive. Like, these pros are constantly trying to keep track of all 4 players. And when you have guys like Huke that are show up in map, they're in the behind you and they wrap back and do all this crazy stuff, it's discombobulating. It's tough to keep track of. And again, we've already seen the benefit in this game. He has an amazing KD. He has a flag to his name.
He's not
the playmaker as well, and he's got a very crisp shot.
Yeah, he only has 10 deaths. Like that, I think that's just so key. Throughout 10 minutes, he's averaging a death a minute.
Yeah.
For CTF, like that is so patient. That's so good. And on the other side, you look at the guys of EG. You have Silly with 25. You have Apes with 20. He's just playing at such an annoying pace, and as you heard in those comms, it's so tough to deal with.
And another thing that's completely insane, and this is a throwback to our second series of the day, Epsilon, they've earlier got 19 kills and a half that entire game, and that's with a bunch of streaks on board. The most we saw was like 23. 19 and a half, Merc. That's insane.
Yeah. It was a great half from him, but there we go. Envy, they take this Flat Tower CTF. The series score, though, still 2-1 EG, but I believe we're going to go to Envy's map pick, which I believe is Valkyrie Hardpoint. And if guys like Huke and Classic, Chino, if they're starting to step up, we could be seeing another Game 5.
And I was just about to say, like, obviously we talked about Forest, how it's EG's bread and butter, but now things might be starting to spiral out of control. And this is something we talked to Nameless on the desk with, and he was very astute saying, he was like, that Saint Marie, like, that's kind of scary for EG if it gets all the way there.
Yeah.
I'm feeling comfortable if Envy can force it, but that doesn't mean EG can't just stop it right here. Like, Silly had an off game, like 7 and 25. Yeah, he got more kills. He got twice as many kills in a search and destroy than anyway. That's not going to happen again. There's no way. So he'll be back. He'll bounce back. And obviously, if the SMGs are cooking for Evil Geniuses, they'll at least be in a better spot than they just were.
Wait, so Ant was talking about Saint Marie being bad for EG?
No, he's talking about how good it was for Envy.
Okay.
Just for the search and destroy, though, for map 5. He was saying he thinks EG is going to win, but if we get that far, he thinks Envy is going to do all right. Well, you could tweet Nameless and ask him for confirmation.
All right.
Because I've casted a lot of Call of Duties.
No, you're fine. This is my 3rd match in a row. I am surprised. I'm still alive.
Yeah, you're doing all right, man.
Yeah, thank you.
You ever have to solo cast anything? Ever?
I think a long time ago.
So back in the day, I used to solo cast for like 12 hours straight.
Yeah.
You are delirious after like hour number 3. It gets rough. So yeah, shout out to you for casting 3 in a row, I guess.
Oh, really? Chance, supposedly you're going to solo cast now?
Easy. I'm a casting tank. My name is Chance the Caster. I know like lately I've been like Chance the Analyst, but I need to switch my handle, honestly. But we've been casting more. Shout out to Maven doing nothing for the Black Ops 4 reveal. I didn't even see him on screen. What was going on?
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. All right, well, I'll see ya. Have fun casting this one.
All right, take it easy, Matt. So what do we got? Map 4, Saint Marie. No, is it Saint Marie Hardpoint? Valk Hardpoint. Who do we have in this, guys? Tweet us your predictions. Who do you have faith in for the series? Do you think it's going to be Evil Geniuses shutting it down here, or is Envy going to make the comeback? And I don't know. I got to stick with the boys in blue personally. And I know they're both blue teams, but that's definitely Team EnVyUs just because of their hardpoint dominance. I think the Forest, not even necessarily an off map. EG just played it to perfection. I think Envy is able to force that Game 5. And I think there's no better way to end the day other than going to a map number 5. But obviously, Evil Geniuses are not going to want it to happen. Merc, do you have anything to say, man? I'm running on fumes over here.
You said hour 12 is when you got delirious.
Hour 12? No, hour 3 is when you get delirious. Okay. And then you got 9 left. It is...
That's a lot of hours. You're a machine. You're like Rocky Balboa in Rocky 4.
Was he a machine in that one? I thought he dies in Rocky 4.
No.
Spoilers.
No, definitely doesn't. He wins that one.
Hey.
What was that?
Adrian. All right. Well, we'll see what happens.
Back to the game, Chance.
We watch Huke instead of Decimate. Like, Decimate's cool and all, but like, Huke's a god.
Okay. All right, so on board with Huke. General Chance over here. Boston Paradox around.
Thank you, Paradox.
Yeah, you better say thank you. Here we go, Huke. See what he does. Valkyrie hardpoint. Well, he gets shut down. 3 go down for Envy. A solid start for EG. And, well, make it 4.
Oh, well, EG are just winning this game with perfection like that. You expect nothing less. However, finally Envy is able to get on the board with a single kill. But honestly, it can be a little bit tough to break the ventilation room. Because, like, at the start, normally kills get traded back and forth, and it's chaotic. But now EG had the perfect setup. Perfect setup, though, is going to collapse because Huke gets 2, Decimate gets 2, and they get on through. Now, of course, Silly, though, is worried about the spawns from next. Classic's going to take him down, and just like that, Envy bounce right back.
That was a perfect break. As you said, Huke, he's set up for that second hill. Just trying to make sure they don't push to that elbow, and that's what EG's trying to do. So you see Classic here. Spots 1. Gets taken out, but he has help. Chino now, he's set up in a great position with Decimate. So a great job for Envy to respond right there, because that could have got out of hand. As you were saying, ventilation room is a hill where you can get 40 to 50 seconds on it. And wow, EG actually got the spawns as well. So Ace finds 2, so does Assault. After these spawns in the back, not exactly sure what went wrong for Envy there, but they don't get those spawns.
There's quite a few players I think actually just got caught mid-reload. Huke had to do so inside the hills. The player watching over with the AR, Chino, that also got caught out, and the timing worked out beautifully for Evil Geniuses, and now they're just winning all the gunfights. That's a clean 4 down. That's the best opportunity. Envy has the break, and Ace knows where they're spawning. He's calling this out to his team. I've seen 2 cross, I've killed a 3rd, and now I just found the 4th. Here's where they all are, but you should probably go on the attack. You can start pushing out from this hill. It's okay. There you go, EG.
Yeah, so with 15 seconds left, Envy's going to give this up. Start to rotate over towards that 3rd hill, that storage bunker. Aches, though, he's on a 6 spree, does get that glide bomb. We'll see what else he's able to find. A nice pinch out of Huke. Just feel like Huke is so good at moving around the map, so sneaky. They know he's in the middle. He's going to back on down now. He chooses his gunfight so well. And, well, finds another one. Knows there could be pressure in the back. That's Assault all the way back there. Great awareness out of him. A perfect hold so far for Envy. And here we go. EG, they're trying to get off his side. They're not too worried. They're trying to break on through towards his side, but they're worried about the next hill as well. That's what we saw in that previous series between Red Reserve and Splice. If you combine storage and office, you can get so many points on the board.
And they just did that so slow. That was like watching a retake in like Search and Destroy. Huke basically had like 2 players in the building, and yes, they challenged together and they killed Huke, but by the time they get to the hill, Huke's already back and spawned basically in the hill, and they got to deal with the rest of Envy. So I don't like that slow approach. I don't think that'll pay dividends, but you talked about the spawns. EG will have this set up for the next hill, but still 10 seconds that Envy has to work with before EG's even getting time on this. And you see, they're taking the time and using it wisely. Classic's coming in from the top side. Decimate's going to be potentially working with Huke, but they have the pinch. The opportunity is here. Can they get the kills?
Yeah, all 4 members of EG are in here, sort of prone down. You see Assault and Silly in the back. Decimate finds 1. There goes Classic. This is not good for EG. Just kidding. As Silly finds 2, makes it a 1v1 for the hill control. Decimate, he gets taken down, so Silly goes big. He's already at 8 kills on a 4 spree. EG still have front spawns, but they do have control of the hill.
And I will say, even though that like Silly goes huge and holds onto it for EG, that's beautiful hard point right there from Envy. Just to watch that approach for them to take their time, and they get the second break as well, and they shut Silly down. I'd love to see something like that again. You can clearly see Envy has taken their time to figure out exactly what to do in any given situation. A hard point, I don't think we've seen any other teams take that level of care for their hard point game, but it's one thing to be well thought out. It's another to win your gunfights and get that game win. They have a sizable lead right now. They're going to be about 60 points up once Office closes down, but EG trying to set up for smokestacks.
Yep, so a great lead for Envy. As we talked about, you combine storage and Office, you get a lot of time. Classic trying to push through storage, not able to find anything. He's just waiting for his teammates. EG, they have Assault all the way in the back, making sure nobody's on the pinch. Decimate's turn. Great bait and switch out of Huke. So they're able to find another one, but EG still control. Decimate pushing up through middle now. They use a glide bomb. That's actually an EG glide bomb. That's going to be Ace. He finds 1. So 3 go down. Envy, they're going to need to regroup. take another shot at this. This is a great hold so far out of EG.
It really is, and I think EnVy's going to need a break because a full 60 on smokestacks can be pretty damning, but a split spawn comes in, excuse me, so they got to be able to get some nades in this hill. They get 2 kills, and the storm should be coming in. Silly's taken down. Assault's the last one alive, and at the very least, EnVy has mitigated the damage done on smokestacks. That's absolutely a win of a hill for EG, but still a small victory at that. They're going to need quite a few more of those, and they're going to have to chain them back to back.
Yeah, and I love this play. EnVy, all 3 of the players not on the hill, they just rotate the ventilation room. It's so important to get that control, and Classic's inside. He wins 2 as well. Great job by Nicky D. He's on a 4 spree, 1 away from a glide bomb. Nade comes in. Can he find anything? No. Nice team nades. EG breaks on in. Now it's Decimate's turn. Now it's Hook's turn. He finds 1. Make it 2. EnVy starting to heat up here. They're doing such a good job using that teamwork to break ventilation.
And Decimate's put in work with that extended mags. Again, we talk about the details as Classic is winning gunfights on the rotation, but you know, he shot that gun just pre-firing for so long, and I was like, oh, he's going to be out of bullets, and oh no, he has 20 more. So again, the details are always going to be there. We've seen quite a few players been rocking that this weekend, and chalk up 1 more for him. Either way, though, 70-point lead. EG, though, they're going to be set up for next. So, again, not a terrible spot, but they're going to have to almost be perfect because this is the systematic perfect game you like from EnVy. You got Chino, minute and 42 in the hill, probably more than EG has total. And then Hugh, no time in the hill, but that's because he's out there getting kills and just everyone doing their jobs respectively so far. Silly's just wall-banging the wall. Oh, wow.
Well, Chino finds him. EnVy going to try and break through the front. Very difficult to do, but we saw EG were able to do it last time. Hook's in now. Can he find the second? No. Aches is able to find that. Salt finds another, so the nades come through the front. EnVy starts to contest this one. They have a very solid lead right now, but we know the way that Valkyrie can work. That can disappear over a couple of hills is Silly. He starts to heat up on a 2 spree. Assault as well. As we look at the scoreboard, nobody really stands out right now, but I think you just have a much better performance from Chino and Classic than you did in game 1.
And also, I think it was 2 hills that kind of EnVy ran away with it. It's actually the next upcoming hill, which you see Aches. He's already worried about the rotation, and he's not going to be able to get the kill. So EnVy is going to be here earlier. But last time, EG was too slow, but much more aggressive this time. You got Silly already pushing at the bottom side of the map with Apathy, but now it's Apathy by himself, and he's pushing inside, and that's a situation where he didn't really play his life. He gets taken down, but he was going to be dead anyway. And now EnVy, they're trying to run away with this game.
Yeah, another great storage setup out of EnVy. How will EG break through? Classic, he's in this window. He has some help. They're just trying to bait and switch this doorway, but Assault finds 2 with that bar. This will give EG an opportunity. They're trying to break on through the middle as well. And now it's Chino's turn. He has the help of Hook. Apathy up through the middle of the stairs. Chino pops out, finds 1, make it 2 onto Assault. This is really, as you said, where EnVy has just separated themselves, has been on storage and on this office hill.
And I think it's just, they're too slow for EG. You even saw right there, Chino, he would have been in a 1 versus 2, but they waited for so long that EnVy, they make it back. So I think minimal wasted opportunities, and yes, EG breaks through, but this time, EnVy has this setup over by Office, and they've had success once, they might have success again. It's going to be tough, man. EG, they're going to have to maybe fine-tune their Valkyrie hardpoint game a little bit more.
Definitely so. Chino, he's now on the hill. Doesn't surprise you. He has 2 minutes and 13 seconds already. It's just ridiculous. I honestly feel like he just does it to keep that stat up at this point. Like, honestly, it's kind of like, oh, that's pretty cool. I'll just keep doing that. Hook's turn. He's heated up. He's at 22 and 16. Only 10 more points needed for EnVy to send us to a game 5 and potentially a reverse sweep of EG.
And obviously, it's incredibly difficult on this office hill, but what did we just saw? We saw staggered players coming in from EG for the challenges, and yes, at this point, they have to, but they could have potentially taken their time for the break, like we saw the setup EnVy did earlier, where they just have every single door covered, and there's like a 3-2-1 go. They all pinch. So I don't know, man. EnVy, they just seem so crisp, so clean in these hardpoint game modes. Outside of Force compared to EG, but either way, reverse sweep potentially on board. We are going to see a game number 5.
And that's the beauty of the veto system, right? Like, you take away St. Marie from EG, they get that Arden Forest for EG. Not sure. Maybe they veto Gibraltar, I imagine, versus a team like EnVy. Gibraltar or London Dosh, that opens up Valkyrie. So both of these teams playing to their strengths. Match tied up 2-2. We're going to head over to that game 5, as you said. And EnVy, they have the potential to finish this week undefeated.
And at the same time, I know I've been piping up EnVyUs' performances we've seen so far on St. Marie, but at the same time, you know Bevels, he's been back there taking notes, game planning, preparing for this very moment, the Game 5 we've all been waiting for to close out the first week of the Pro League. EnVy versus EG. Who's going to win? Who knows? But we'll find out after the break.
It is a Game 5 that will decide this match between Evil Geniuses and EnVy. Will EnVy finish this week off perfect? We'll just have to wait and find out. They were down 0-2 in the series, but they claw their way back. It's gonna be a good one, Chance.
And you know how I've been piping up EnVy's St. Marie Search and Destroy?
Yes.
Turns out they've only played it once.
Yeah.
And they did great against Epsilon.
One.
So they are perfect.
Yep.
But it's probably going to be a lot closer than maybe I've kind of hinted at. And we haven't seen Evil Geniuses play this at all. But what we have seen in Search and Destroy so far was Silly got 14 kills and just kind of took over towards the end. But at the same time, Huke has been pretty solid so far. Maybe one of the best we've seen in the first week of the Pro League. 3 days in, admittedly, and getting those first bloods, including on a map like St. Marie S&D. So I think those would be my two keys to success for either side. Shut down Silly, shut down Hukes in the first blood. And, you know, if you're trying to game plan, it would be easier to shut down Huke because you've had the opportunity to see what he does. We know the man plays with a lot of mountain. If you know where he's going to be coming from, hit him with 18 different
How are you
nades.
supposed to know if you can't hear him?
Well, because you've seen them play before.
Yeah, it's fine.
So like you write it down. You're like, oh, he flanks like through A repeatedly, and then he cuts to arches, so you nade him out.
I know.
Well, the fans don't, Merc. This is why we have these conversations. Actually, the fans honestly know better than I do.
I might.
No.
No?
No.
All right. Fans, I love you. Chat, I love you. Well, right off the start, Assault, he finds first blood, but that's a great trade out of Classic. Nice shots out of him. As, well, EG, they are going towards this A site, and EnVy, they're going to give up that bomb plan. So it's going to be a 3v3 retake. Decimate, he's top restaurant. You have one player, that's Chino, who's going to go on the flank, and then you have Classic on this side, and Classic, he's going to run into one. Not able to win that one. Great play by Apathy to take it in that stable with that PPSH.
And you can see just how little information that EnVy is working with. Decimate's worried about like getting flanked, and number 7 Chino's taking a lot of time because they simply don't know, but everything's pretty much cleared out, and yes, Aches is gonna fall, but now they know where Chino is. They got a 2v2, and you can see Apathy, he is just taking great care of his own life right now, watching the full flank. So Silly's got a lot of responsibility, but there is zero time right now for EnVy to be working with. They've wasted it all, but they might be on bomb, and Silly's actually gonna fall.
He's gotta try and watch. Oh! Apathy just got him with that bullet. That was a tough angle. He basically just shot him right in the butt.
How many rounds have we seen just in this series that it literally comes down to a bullet or a half second or something like that? And EG, they've been coming out on top.
Yeah, whoever that player was, just a little too thick.
A little too thick. Just a little bit butt sticking out. Got to shoot him in the butt. You can lay it down.
Doing
there,
it
but then
squats.
Got to do some. Well, no, oh yeah. A lot of squats on deck, definitely so. A lot of STGs as well. Decimate has one, Aches has one. I think 3 players for EnVy had it. Salt's got one. So if you like STGs, you like this round of Search and Destroy.
I do love that. Well, Silly catches that nade from Hook. Is now what will EnVy do with that man advantage? It looks like they're going to rotate out, which I don't mind that. Why try to force something in B? B can be a very dangerous site, even with a man advantage. Decimate, though, he gets caught up by Aches. That's yeah.
Shoulder peek, got a shoulder peek, everything. Watch Jerd play. I'm not kidding. Man, shoulder peeks everything nonstop, and he's real quick with it. But either way, 30v3, not a terrible spot for EnVyUs to be in, but they're a little bit stagnant. Chino's kind of by himself by ammo. The bomb's towards A, and then there's one guy just kind of hanging out mid-map. So someone needs to make the play. But again, these STGs, EG, they're just patient.
You know, looks like that bomb carrier Classic. Now it's Hook gonna hop up. That's exactly what it was. As soon as those shots come in, Hook hopped up middle, but Hook's gotta be careful. There's the pressure out of Assault. Ooh, almost catches Chino. Is bomb being planted yet? It is, but Hook's bottom restaurant. Nice shots from both players. Assault makes it a 2v3 in favor of EG. Chino's trying to trade it. Able to find one, almost able to find the second. That could have been the play. We'll see now Classic in a 1v2. And remember, EG were perfect in these sort of situations on Valkyrie.
Well, the information's there for EG. They're going to either swarm on him or hop on bomb. They got everything covered. And Classic, he was thinking that they were waiting in square, potentially top red. Tough spot to be in, and he's not successful. And another round win where, well, I won't even say EG had the man advantage because they got blooded, but they find a way to fight back in, and those are the huge rounds. If things aren't going your way and you manage to claw something out for yourself, that's a pretty important round. EnVy, again, you just shoulder peek. I think that's really all there is to say.
Definitely so. Chino almost made the play to make that a 1v1. You imagine that gets traded out after that, but not able to do so. So a very fast couple of rounds for Evil Geniuses. We'll see what adjustments EnVy make. It looks like Chino, he's going to give up that B site. You have Classic, you have Decimate in middle, and then you have Hook towards A. And EG are playing very patiently. Here come the nades. Never mind, that was just dust. Fooled you. It's just dust flying in the air because this is war.
Well, the question is, so EG's turned it up real hard. I think they're trying to bait EnVy to rotate over towards A. So now nothing's happening. Now they're going for their nades just to clear out the B site. They've got double smokes as well. They're cutting off actually the top line of sight and making it so they get full clearance. So they do have control. They waited a long time to make it happen, but just like that, they're in full control. Now the nades are coming back, but everyone's alive. But
EnVy smoked off that cross, or they smoked off that line of sight. They're okay with retaking this bomb site, but they have to go fast. Well, Decimate gets caught out. Chino, he gets caught out as well. Now 1v3 for Hook. These rounds just going terribly for EnVyUs.
I think both of those smokes were from, were they not? Or was one actually from EnVy? Were both not EG?
No, so both were EG, but EnVy threw out another one.
Oh, you're talking about
to
after
smoke
that?
off their side. Yep.
Well, either way, I like the strategy, right? You wait forever to bait out the utility coming in from the other team and potentially even bait out in a rotation, and then they just get complete control. You toss in quad nades, cut off all the lines of sight you need to with smokes. You get full control, and then we've seen on St. Marie time and time again, even without the man advantage, if you have control of B and you can get the bomb down, you can just like almost just get the free win. So you like the adjustments. They got that 3-round advantage. Everything is going well right now for
That's cheeky.
the other boys in blue.
Nice little angle right there from Chino. Able to spot one going into red. So EnVy, they've been attacking this A site. I don't know if that cross. Ooh, who just gets through? I was going to say that smoke. They almost went a little bit too early. But they do have A site control, but EG, they're okay with just playing this retake. You have Apathy, bottom restaurant. No bomb being planted just yet. Looks like Classic. He is starting to move up toward. There goes that plant. So you have Hook push up towards this yellow barrel. You have one guy all the way in the back towards Winery, and then you have two guys near bomb.
It's kind of come down to those 1v1s. You got Hugh with quite a bit of responsibility.
Yeah,
one player looking for two sides. Potentially quite a bit. Either way, there, Hugh's got his first gunfight against Assault. EG, they're making the move. It looks like they're going to have two players come through mid. Classic gets killed off bomb. The opening might be there. Nappy actually leaves. Hugh's going to fall as well. Now it's just two players alive. Make it just one. Make it none. And EG, just sheer dominance on the retake. By the way, we said you need to shut down Silly. We didn't say that. I said that. You don't need to, apparently.
Yeah.
You just got to shut down Apathy.
Yeah,
just pick a sub, any sub. And someone for EG is going to be going dumb hard. And they're doing pretty well.
Yeah, so Hook was pushed up. Classic was trying to help him out. As soon as that happened, nobody was helping Classic out from middle. Apathy just goes right up the middle. Nobody was helping that guy, so you saw the one guy on the flank get caught off guard. It was just a domino effect right from the beginning.
You know, they might need a second smoke just to get Classic out from off the bomb. Smoke out the mid cut again so we can get back green, because that seemed to be the crux that kind of opened things up. But either way, perfection so far for Evil Geniuses. Now they're going for the aggressive because the nades are coming in at the start, not late. And yes, Assault falls. But after he has the bomb, if he gets these streaks, just go for the plant right away.
He saw the nades. Yeah, he was waiting on those nades. But now one does go in. He's going to wait. There was that second one as well that almost catches him. Silly finds one on a Classic. Here comes the retake from EnVy. Decimate makes it a 2v2. Now it's Hook's turn. But after he's not stopping, there we go. EG, what is it, 5-0?
God, I hate Nameless.
Why?
Because on the desk, I said that EnVy would win Game 5, and he was like, I'm picking EG. Now he's going to rub it in my face, because, again, it's just sheer dominance. I mean, again, the out-strategization of the opponent, at least on St. Marie, it's class. I mean, 5-0 up, everything's been perfect. You don't even have to burn the streaks.
I feel it's really been those mid-round decisions and adjustments that EG's made. Like, you've had 3v3s, you had bomb down for EnVy. They've had opportunities to win the rounds. But you have a guy like Apathy. He's 9-1. He's fully streaked out. This should be all but over. Unless there's some sort of miracle that EnVy can pull out in this one.
It's so strange when a guy has mountain on you and can't hear his own footsteps.
Yeah, it really is. I was just thinking, man, it's really quiet.
But at the same time, Apathy, his only job is stay alive. Silly's job is watch bottom right.
Yeah, I like that play. They know that Apathy has streaks, and they just try to push Restaurant, but there's Ace. He finds two. Nice little wall bang. Tries to challenge the third. I imagine at that point, that's a bit of an ego challenge, right? I don't think he has to repeat that. Apathy, though, makes it a 1v2. Chino, the last hope for EnVy in this one.
Now Apathy is actually going to spot him. Jeez, he just puts a nice little bullet. He's going to run away.
Nice little love tap. Like, yeah, I know you're here. Bye.
I'm guessing they're just going to do nothing, wait for him to try and plant, and then call streaks, or just make it so he can't do anything.
So they're going to double stack A. So this should basically go off with about 20 seconds left. And then he'll probably fighter pilot as well as soon as it's done. So at about 20, Chino will have the opportunity. Fly bomb gets called in. He's just going to streak over and over again.
He also moved.
Yeah,
if you have mountain on, you don't get spotted from the red circle, but if you move a muscle, these pro players are going to be on that like a hawk. And perfection, 6-0. We see time and time again the search and destroy always come down to the wire, but sometimes teams, they just have the game plan set and ready to go, and they just make it look beautiful. And that's what that was, a beautiful performance, at least on game number 5 from Evil Geniuses.
No, it does. It definitely does. So what, that puts EG at what, 2-2?
I have no idea.
We have no idea. I'm sure we'll look at the updated standings, but a solid Game 5 performance. Actually, a perfect, great Game 5 performance from Evil Geniuses. They stopped the reverse sweep from happening. EnVy, they finished the week off 2-1, but you have to talk about their next week. They did beat EnVy and FaZe and Epsilon, but that means they still have Splice, Red Reserve. There's a lot of tough teams that they have to play next week. TK, it's going to be a tough one for them, and they do have 4 matches, so a big week for EnVy.
Absolutely, and I think it's going to be tough. I think that kind of opens up the division just a little bit more. You take down the top dog, one of the guys towards the bottom bumps his way up, but I'm just really happy. I enjoyed that series. That was just amazing boots on the ground Call of Duty from both teams. You saw great moments in the Hardpoint on Valk from EnVy, just the retake of certain hills, the destruction we saw from Huke and everyone else in the CTF, the perfect forced Hardpoint we saw map number 1 from EG. Again, the way they were just, bumping up that first cave hill, the rotations from second to third, they take full advantage. Like so many teams that still are still kind of working on those things that other teams have become amazing at. So I love watching good Call of Duty, Merc. I don't know about you, but I'm excited
I do
for
too.
next
That's
week.
why we love Division A, but it is just week 1. I believe down on the stage, we have Jess with Apathy for our PlayStation Instant Reaction.
Thanks, Joe. So you started off very strong, and then what happened? What went wrong during that CTF?
I think we just struggle in CTF right now. I feel like it's sort of our pace as a team and just not knowing what to do in certain situations. So we lost the CTF, and then we played one of our weaker hard points. We definitely need to work on that. So they were managed to just bounce back and get that go-to tune, take the last map.
Speaking of struggling on CTF, how do you plan to address that issue as a team?
I mean, we can talk about it, go over it, watch maybe the VOD and just talk about what we're doing wrong, and definitely just kind of be on the same page, like have a big team talk, like how we should play it. And if we could be on the same page, I think that's one of the most important things.
So your momentum was kind of interrupted, of course, after those first 2 games. So heading into Game 5, after coming off of 2 losses, what was the mood and the outlook of the team going into that amazing 6-0?
I mean, we've been Game 5 3 times in a row, so we definitely wanted to take it this time because it'd be heartbreaking if we lost it again. But, I mean, it was just one of our better S&D maps. We're really confident on it. We just know how to execute everything really well. So we just made sure to play our game, play smart, play together. We definitely talked about that as well because we were getting clutched on a lot, and I felt like we played that really well.
You certainly did. Thank you so much for the interview. This has been your PlayStation Instant Reaction. Back over to Ben at the desk.
Thank you very much, Jess. And there you hear App mention it as well. 3 Game 5s in a row. It would have been truly heartbreaking if they'd lost again, especially considering that would have been a reverse sweep as well. I don't think EG would have recovered.
Oh, definitely not. But like I said before the match, they worked on the search and destroy.
Yep.
They didn't choke. And look what happens when EG doesn't choke their S&Ds. They win the match. So they're looking pretty decent right now. They're 2-2. They beat FaZe, or I think it was FaZe, and just beat EnVy. So that's 2 impressive wins, and they can definitely make a run in this division. They're right back in that top mix, so good for them.
Yeah, it was funny because in the battle of predictions in the pre-game, you and Chance kind of going at it, and pretty much everything Chance said, the exact opposite happened. So that might be interesting to track going forward. It was very incorrect predictions, but overall, a good performance there from EG, like we said. For Team EnVyUs, though, it was a weird one because coming in, I think a lot of people had them as maybe their favorites.
Yeah, I had EnVy taking this one. I know Nameless was definitely kind of debating both sides, and I was kind of very certain on the side of EnVy and the way they've been playing. Decimate, I know I've been going back and forth with Decimate and Pharaoh as the 2 players that I'm watching throughout the whole of Stage 2.
Right.
But I was kind of I was so confident with this one. The way that it started, obviously, didn't look too good. But I think, obviously, EnVy kind of coming back into it, at least pushing it to that Game 5, showed what they can do, at the best level, if you like. But again, I just want to give shout-outs to Silly. I think, again, had a phenomenal series. And again, looking forward to see what he can do for the rest of Stage 2.
Yeah, definitely exciting. Speaking of giving shout-out to players, I want to talk a little bit about our Astro Gaming MVP speculation and basically our MVP of the week, and more importantly today. This man on your screen had a good one, Nameless. App, I mean, when you get the best of App, it must be so easy to have a player like that on your team. It just kind of relaxes you a little bit.
I mean, Apathy's a freak of nature, man. When he's going off, he's so good in those close quarters, almost like we saw Jordan those clutches earlier.
Yep.
App has that same ability to just win those up-close gunfights and just put up stats like that. He's sitting at 33 and 23 right now on this map. It's not even done yet. That's so many interactions on a map like Arden's Forest with a submachine gun. So when there's a player like that giving you that much trouble, it's going to be hard to win a hard point when he's just in your face, slaying you out. So big shout out to Apathy for playing like that, especially on a long long-range map.
Gets the hill time, gets streaks as well. App with a fantastic day, and more importantly, a great week 1. And of course, with that kind of concludes a little bit of the action we're going to see here in week 1. So I want to take a second to kind of go over all of our standings and kind of just get up to date with how we currently stand. Of course, we expect things to change a little bit, Phil, because we've only had a few games, so the standings are probably going to shift pretty drastically come week 3 and 4.
I mean, this time next week, to put it literally, it could be reversed. You know, the standings could change that much. But I will say, of course, you're starting to see, you know, that the trends kind of been put in. You're starting to see the teams that are picking up, you know, 3-0s or 3-1s, and then the ones that are being pushed to that game 5.
Right.
And for the likes of Epsilon, who are, you know, picking up maps here and there, but they're not closing things out. I know for a long time in, you know, stage 1, we saw that big fat 0%. So things have changed, but for me, the biggest surprise, FaZe Clan, your current playoff 1 champions, sitting at 7th place. And again, I do feel like that battle for 4th is always going to be so crazy in Division A.
I don't want to, you know, throw Maven under the bus, but we had this debate on trading shots, and I won. I said Red Reserve was going to be top after week 1, and look at them, 3-0, sitting pretty in 1st place. Good thing there, of course, for Yurt, TK in 2nd place, but we've seen some pretty great games throughout week 1. It's been a fantastic week to really kick things off here at Stage 2, so I want to take a look at next week's schedule. Action, of course, continues on Tuesday. We see Splice versus Team EnVyUs, Epsilon versus FaZe. Following that, Red Reserve versus EG, TK in action again against Epsilon there, and the final game of Tuesday, Echo Fox versus FaZe Clan. But as I said, that now ultimately concludes the first week here of the Call of Duty World League presented by PlayStation 4 of Stage 2. We expected some close games and some good results, and to be honest, that's pretty much everything we got from the epic Game 5 to the 3-0 blowouts, the 1v3s, the 1v4s. We truly did have it all. Excited to see how Stage 2 ultimately concludes. We'll see you next Tuesday at 2 p.m. Eastern.